Hello and welcome to the Veondra Roxx YouTube channel where I rocks, you rocks, and we rocks together. Rocks Nation stand up in the building, baby. Can't say the slogan without including yourself, and that's on Periano. You guys, we are back for another Let's Talk Move It Monday, and I am so excited to get into this topic. Please be sure to grab your handy dandy notebook, because you know I'm going to say something that you're going to want to write down. I don't want you to miss a thing, okay? Because as we get ready to enter into 2023, we do not want to leave out of 2022 without learning fundamentals, come on here, to enhance and take our lives to the next level. So grab your handy dandy notebook and we're going to get straight into it right after this intro.
I thought I knew what love was.
Now let's get straight into it. Today's topic is grow with the flow. I know many people have heard the coin phrase, go with the flow. Just let it happen. Relax. I am not here to tell you to go with the flow, because many of us have been going with the flow for so long and we're wondering why our lives are still the same, because you've been going in circles, in cycles with the same people doing the same thing. And it's time. It is your time to take your life to the next level. But in order for you to do that, you must grow. It's like a baby. You know, a baby gets milk for nourishment as they are a baby with no teeth. But as they begin to get older and grow, they're eating on French fries and chicken and potatoes and chips because their teeth have grown in. And many of us, we may think that because we've gotten older that we have grown to a new level. But just because your age has changed does not mean your mindset has elevated. Ooh, I'll sip to that. Hold on. Just because you can't equate levels of growth, natural growth, with levels of mental growth. It don't work that way. Many of us know plenty of people right now that we can think of that if you told me their age, you would say they act like they're 10. They could be 50, still acting like they're 20. I mean, it doesn't matter about, it's not an age thing. It doesn't matter about any of that. What matters most is your mindset and your ability to grow through everything that you go through. Now that was good. Let's get into it, okay, guys? Let's talk about what it means to grow. To grow means to undergo development, progress in mentality, increasing your knowledge, increasing in size. My question to you today is, are you ready to grow? And are you ready to grow with the flow? If you don't get nothing else I'm saying today on this YouTube video, Let's Talk Move It Monday, remember this one phrase: I gotta grow with the flow. Time is not waiting on me. I can either stay stagnant or I can grow. The choice is completely up to me. So many of us have been going with the flow for so long, dealing with the same people that we did last year, that we did last month, that we need to let go of. Sis, you need to let them go. And bro, you know the people ain't for you. Like, I don't know why you're playing with your emotions. Enough is enough. So I want to give you all some steps on today. Number one, I want you to accept the story, okay? Rather than running away from the issue and continuing to deal with what you can't change, grow from it. What can you learn from that particular situation? Many of us have a tendency to try to fixate our minds around whatever we're dealing with, and we'll be like, you know what? If I just change what I'm thinking, then it's not really what it seems. No, baby, it's what it seems. If that person keeps treating you a certain type of way, you got to accept that story and rewrite your own story and say, you know what? I'm not dealing with that anymore. I was actually dealing with an individual for years, okay, because they were quotation finger family members. And I say quotation finger family members because you can make anybody your family. Blood is not thicker than water. It may seem that way, but sometimes it be your own blood that will try to destroy you and tear you down. But we'll talk about that next week. So with that being said, I had this particular individual who was not blood to me, but I considered them to be kin, family in some type of sense. And they had done something that was highly disrespectful to me. And for me, I'm just kind of like, I don't hold grudges. If you do me wrong, I'll forgive you, okay? But if you keep doing the same thing after the time you did it the last time, it just continues. Okay? At some point, I have to say to myself, in this situation, I'm going to have to accept what's in front of me and change my actions. What can I learn from dealing with this individual? I had to learn that they are not going to change. They're going to continue to be the same individual they are. What do I mean by that? Although they apologized the last 2 times. Okay? They apologized twice already for the same thing. Now, at this point, you've done it 3 times. Now, yes, I forgive you, but that doesn't mean I have to fool with you no more. So I'm learning, hey, I can only deal with this person in this capacity, and that is okay. I'm going to relinquish my hand from thinking I have to have a continued verbal relationship, close-knit relationship with you because you're family. It's okay. I'm accepting the story. Number 2, you got to set boundaries. Non-negotiable boundaries that are things that you will allow and you will not allow. Same in this example with this particular family member. I had to set boundaries and say, okay, I will no longer speak to this individual. We will no longer hang out. We will no longer communicate in close vicinities any longer because you do not respect me. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. When you get to setting boundaries on your life, the people around you ain't going to like it. Oops, did I say that? I think I did. They're not going to like it. They're going to be looking at you like you crazy. Why you want to set boundaries now? Why are you trying to put things into perspective now? You were okay with me abusing you 2 weeks ago. I don't hear nobody. You were okay with me treating you any kind of way, manipulating you and using you. Why do you have to change? Baby, you got to tell them people without telling them, I am no longer the same. I am growing with the flow this time. I'm not going with the flow any longer. Number 3, you must rebuild and live again. It happened. It hurt you. And you don't have to stay there. See, sometimes we go through situations, and beyond the example I just gave, it can be even in relationships where you are with that intimate person, and you're like, man, you know, I'm really hurt by this. But sometimes you can't rebuild with them. You have to rebuild separately from them. And you have to live again. Recognizing, yes, it's hurtful. Yes, you gave over your time, which is some of the main reasons why many of us have a problem with relinquishing and cutting off and getting rid of relationships that we've been in for so long. I can attest to it. I am not perfect Sarah, okay? I have had relationships with people and they have lasted far beyond the expiration date. Why? Because I say to myself, you know, I just want to keep them around. Well, we could be good friends. Well, I know we can't be in a relationship anymore, but we could still be cool. But I'm starting to recognize as I get older and realize, you know what? They aren't really good for me. You know, I'm putting this person in my life and allowing them to have a space for what? They do not enhance my life in any way. They're not taking my life to the next level. What am I doing this for? I got to rebuild. I have to live again. I have to grow with the flow. And it's time for all of us to activate our growth. How do you activate your growth? By doing something different. You got to change what you're currently doing and do something completely different from that. So you know when I do my Let's Talk Move It Mondays, okay? I got to give you a good acronym. So the acronym for today is GROW, baby, GROW, okay? So let's get into this thing. G in GROW stands for what is your goal and why? Focus there and let life flow. If you know you have a goal to live a happy life, we're just going to keep this simple today. To live a happy life, and there are people around you that are not contributing to the happy life that you want, it's time to let them go. My goal is to live a happy life. Why do I want to live a happy life? Because I want to live a long, joyful life. Life is already short. You already have to deal with your, situations, whether that's in the workplace, whether that's in your home, whether that's with family members. And adding anybody or anything that's going to take you to a place of stress needs to be eliminated. I got to grow with the flow. And that may mean cutting some people out of my life and out of my circle. Next, R in GROW stands for refreshing and reinventing yourself. The old way must go. It doesn't make any sense for where you're going. You got to refresh and reinvent yourself. You ever heard of the phrase where somebody said you got to rebrand? We hear that a lot on social media. You got to do some rebranding. You got to reinvent you. Maybe, in the last season you were wearing bohemian outfits. And now you want to do more chic. You know what I'm saying? Rebrand you. Maybe you like wearing your hair long, but now you're going to change it to a bob. Maybe you're going to change it to some braids, some dreads. You need to reinvent yourself. You know what happens when you reinvent yourself? Baby, you become refreshed, rejuvenated, and renewed. People have to start to look at you differently. They can't even walk up to you with the same type of mentality, with the same type of attitude, because you have been reinvented, because you're growing with the flow, and you're not just going with the flow any longer. Next in grow is O. You have options. I think many of us need to hit on this. Write this down. You should be writing all this down, but write this down. You have options. I have options. I don't have to stay stuck. Sometimes in situations you feel stuck, you're not stuck. You can do something different. It may not be what you wanted to do, but it may be what you need to do. I had someone tell me this close to me just the other day. And they said, Veondra, sometimes in life, when you want the peace that you want, you have to be willing to pay for it and move out of your comfort zone to get what you're needing. And it hit me so much so because at times in my life, I have been around people because I call myself trying to help them, trying to take their lives to the next level. But while I'm doing that, helping them, getting them what they want, I am hurting myself in the end. I had to recognize in my own life, I have options. I don't have to live in this place no more if I don't want to live here. Hello. I don't have to stay around those friends if I don't want to stay around those friends. I don't have to talk to those people anymore if I don't want to talk to them. If I want to get a new career, if I want to tap into a new job, if I want to start a new business, guess what? I have the option to do so. The only reason why you think you don't have any options is because you've told yourself you don't have options. You've told yourself this is it for me. This is the end all be all. There is no hope for me in the end. I want to give you something different. Baby, if you're breathing and you're watching this video right now, you have options. You just got to go find them. You got to figure them out. Sometimes it takes you going to a YouTube video like this for somebody to tell you, baby, you got options. It may not be the person you thought you was going to be with for the rest of your life. You have options. Next, W in grow. Wisdom to know when to grow and to go from a person and a situation is key. When things aren't changing, you must change. I'm going to sip to that. Hold on. Wisdom to know when to grow and go. Now that right there is so powerful. Because some of us, many of us, have stayed in relationships, stayed connected to people for far much longer than we should have. But we did it out of fear. We did it out of making sure that they're okay. Baby, are you okay? That's the question. Is everything okay with you? If you're so hung up and focused on what somebody else got going on, how can you grow with the flow? I don't want to hold you guys much longer, but I hope that on this Let's Talk Move It Monday, that you are recognizing that you must grow with the flow and not just go with the flow. Realizing that you have options, that you can rebuild, you can reinvent yourself, recognizing your goals and why you have those goals so that it will help you to implement the change that you want to see in your life. It's not over for you. I say this on my podcast often. It's not over until I win. Periano. Okay? It's not over until I win. You can't call it quits for me because I'm not going to call it quits for myself. And guess what? You're not going to call it quits for yourself either. If you found this video today, it was not by mistake. It was not by chance. I want you to grow with the flow. Take your life to the next level. Recognize that it is not over for you. Because we're going all the way, all the way, all the way to the top. Okay, period. If you don't know that track, baby, go head over to iTunes and Spotify right now. Listen to All the Way. Thank you guys for tuning in to my wonderful YouTube channel. Thank you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Make sure that you guys like, share, subscribe, and comment below. And turn on your bell for notifications so that you never miss a video that I post here on this YouTube channel. Until next time, you guys, peace to you.
So